All right, guys, we're going to get this kicked off. I'm going to keep that there for a minute for the sake. Oh, there we go. I can pull it that way. Awesome. All right, so this is what we're working with, man. We are working with a display case. We're working with a bunch of bugs. I'm going to show you real quick the bugs that we're working with. These are all African butterflies. And I'm going to be putting African butterflies into a display today in order to make a really nice educational exhibit. And gotta talk off, buddy. I got Owen. Hey, Nikki. I got Owen in the studio. Who? Oh, Vicky. Hey, Vicky. I got Owen in the studio today. He's going to be moderating the audience while I'm staring at the bugs. All right. So I want to get into this because I don't want to run out of time. And if we end up with an early dismissal today, that's okay too, right? Nobody minds that. So here's the deal, man. I got a lot of butterflies to choose from. Okay, all these cool. And there's no way I'm going to fit all of those into this one display. So I've got to make and pick a choice where I want to go with this and which ones I want to situate first. So the first thing I'm going to do is I realize I'm going to have to deal with sizes. I know this is a very unique butterfly. This is a very cool butterfly out of Africa. And he'll probably go right in the middle because I really don't have anything to work with him that matches him. So he'll probably sit almost dead center in the box. I may end up dropping him to the bottom. We'll see how that goes. But right now I'm going to try and put him as close to dead center in the box as I can get. Make that nice and simple. Now, here's the catch. A lot of people, when they build a display, the first thing they do is they pull all their favorite, favoriteest, coolest, prettiest bugs, and they start at the top and they fill the box and they work their way down. But so by the time they're down to the bottom of the box, they've got all their, smaller, lesser exciting, insects at the bottom of the box. So the box will look kind of like this when it's all done. The problem with that is most people that look at that box of insects, most people are gonna their eye is naturally gonna go left to right, and they're gonna scan the box. And by the time they go, oh, awesome, awesome, cool, neat, awesome, awesome, oh, less awesome, less cool, less cool. Okay, well, we're all done here. Let's go back up here. Oh, so all the bugs down here end up getting missed. What I like to do, I like to tell people that when you're building and creating a display, move your larger stuff to the bottom. Keep your smaller bugs to the top. It's a very, very rookie mistake. I see a lot of college collections. These are people who don't have a lot of experience building insect displays, and I totally get that. I don't judge people on this. I think it's more of a natural human thing to do those things because I see it with the 4-H club and the kids that I work with all the time. I see that a lot. So what I'm going to slowly do is I'm going to bring down a lot of really big butterflies here. I'm going after size right now, man. I'm looking for the largest ones that I can find. And I'm kind of torn. Yeah, you guys can ask questions, man. Owen's on the computer. If you have questions about things, let me know. I don't necessarily know the species names to all this stuff. Keep in mind, these are African. Some of these are unidentified. I haven't had time to go into boxes and look. I'm even going to be tossing a couple moths in, maybe, because I really like this moth with the eye spots. That's a cool Saturnid. And I may take him out because I got prettier stuff in here. If I really want to make this display pop, I can do that. So far, so good. We're just going to throw in here a couple of my larger, cooler butterflies that I have to work with. Right now, I'm not organizing. I'm just putting things in the box. You'll see how I organize in a minute. I'm just looking for some of the neater things that I have to work with in regards to this display. I'm also looking at comparative sizes. For instance, these two are real close in size, so they will probably make a nice setup. Okay, look, here's the thing. If I put all the heavy, all the big butterflies and insects to the top of the display, you have to talk louder, you're mumbling. Roberta. Hey, Roberta. If I put heavy stuff, what I like to do, I consider that top heavy. That's going to make the box, in a hypothetical sense of the way, it's going to make the box lean forward. And that's a very common mistake that a lot of people make. So, it's, I don't know if you can see it, but it's, it's kind of, 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 it's kind I think it's natural for people to actually do that. It's kind of weird that way. So what I'm going to do is reset things, bring things back down here, and we're going to keep working with this box. Now these two right here are a little closer in size, so I may pull this and run a little bit of lag, guys, but that's okay. We'll still get to see this in the works. Okay, now I see that I'm already going to be squeezing for space, so I'm going to move things down a little bit. Going to make some additional room in the box. You notice I'm trying to match up colors as best I can. That keeps things symmetrical. Very important to have a symmetrical display. It's pleasing to the eye and just kind of works. This is a nice little setup right here. I can probably get away with this one. These two are very similar color-wise. That kind of worked out nice. I'm starting to pick things out in the box now. My eyes are beginning to sort of program in on what I got going on here, so things are getting a little easier. I am going to end up using these small butterflies, even though they're kind of obscure and they kind of get missed. If you use those as filler in between some of the larger ones, you can we can build a really cool display. And I've got some little ones to work with here, things like this that I can throw in and eat up some of that additional space. Now, I'm noticing I'm lacking a couple colors. I'm lacking some green, and I'm lacking some blue. So I want to start finding butterflies that will kind of make things pop. So now I'm looking for, see, these two are almost too close. So that I don't want to do that, so I'm going to come over here and I'll drop in here and see how he pops a little better now, because he doesn't have competition from this one. So now I'm just keeping things really simple. All right, so you see what we got going on. I've added some more butterflies in. There was a lag out. We didn't know about it, but I've added a few things in. I'm trying to balance. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to balance for color, and I'm also trying to balance for size. I don't want to put all my real big, fun, pretty stuff up top. I'm trying to keep things organized and moved around a bit. You'll notice I'm going to use the smaller butterflies and moths. Are going to be... I'm showing fine. Shit, it turned it. Wasn't like that before, was it?
No.
Let me know if that does anything. Let me know if it does anything. Still sideways? It should have moved it. Put it back. Oh wow, huge lag. All right, guys, we're still looking at a lag, and now the box turned sideways. I'm not sure. We're doing our best. I'm going to keep moving some butterflies into the box, and hopefully we'll get the sideways lag figured out. Give myself something to work with here. There's a nice red one. That'll make a nice pop right there. That's a good one. We'll pull that one back. See what we can do here. Okay, I'm thinking I want to switch that one, but I don't know why. Did it move it, but didn't switch it? Did it go up and down? Did it go side to side a few times? Did it? But didn't move the box at all? Okay. Alright guys, still trying to get the sideways problem fixed. I'm not sure why that did that, but it did. So, does that look better? Owen? Okay. Let me know if that helps or if I need to move it the opposite way.
Look at the wingspan on the one in the middle. Wow.
Yep. Let me know if that helps at all. I just shifted the camera. I'm hoping that it's upside down.
No,
it's upside down. Yeah, guys, sorry. I'm trying to get it straightened out for you. It's sideways, and I'm not sure how to fix that, really. Make it a little easier on you to view it. Is that better at all? No, we're still upside down, aren't we?
Hang on, it's again 30 seconds behind.
All right. Let me know if that stays upside down. This sucks, man. I'm trying to keep it from lagging out, guys. Bad lag today. Real bad lag.
Okay, now it's crooked. But I mean, like.
Is it easier to look at though, because it's not sideways?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone in the chat was also helping.
Were they?
Like better, worse.
You guys are funny. Thank you for trying to help. You got Owen laughing. He thinks it's funny. That's pretty cool. Shifting and moving some things, guys. Trying to see what looks, you know, better. I like this butterfly. I want to keep him in here. I just got to find a good place for him. Maybe there. Let's switch these two out. Bring him over here. Bring him over there. I made that switch just now because that created an awful lot of blue right here. Whereas now I've got less blue here, and that makes him stand out a little better. Try to get these little guys a better look when people view the box. Again, apologies for the lag. We were kind of expecting some problems today, so I'm not real surprised. Hopefully you guys are able to stick with it and it's not making you too seasicklish.
It's upside down and crooked upside down. Or...
That's actually good. I know we're crooked, but that's the best I can get for you, because if I turn it right side, it ends up being sideways, and that's kind of hard for people to look. I don't want to make that any worse on you guys. Gonna drop this guy down. We'll put this guy.
Andrew Bridge is on.
Who is?
Andrew.
Andrew who? Oh, and my cousin. Hey, Andrew. Good to see you checking in.
You'll see the entire box in the top right corner is
Yeah.
high center.
You guys are funny. Owen's still reading your comments. He thinks he's getting a big kick out of it. All right, I'm trying to find my center line and sort of angle up on that. And I can find my center line down here by the clip that's embedded in. So I'm slowly moving things over, but I'm trying not to squeeze this side too much. It's going to open up some space over here. And it's going to close this gap down big right here. That's a pretty big butterfly. Normally I don't put really big butterflies up in the top like this, but we're going to do that. Today, we're going to do it. Hey, guys. Owen's telling me people are still checking in. Thank you for being here. We're enjoying this. This is kind of fun for me, too. Trust me. I'm having a good time. I still got a couple butterflies over here in the boxes I'm trying to squeeze in.
Are they labeled?
They are labeled. They are labeled. They're not all identified. I haven't really gone into the book and identified down to species on all these yet.
Wayne said it looks good.
So far, it looks pretty good. Thank you, Wayne. I agree. It's getting better. It's coming together pretty good. I'm still going to have to find some filler down here for these little guys. I might have to move some of these down or something. We'll see, though. I have this cool butterfly right here. I want to try and put him in. I'm not sure where to put him yet. I might, just for the squirrels of it, I may pull this one and put him here. See, these two are very much alike. They're not the same, though. They're not the same species. They're just similar look. So I may pull this one. This is actually a swallowtail, one of the papilionas. And I kind of like the way this balances with him here and him here.
Alyssa's back.
Hey, Alyssa, you're back. Gonna sit back and watch me put butterflies in a box. That's pretty cool. Hope Moose is doing okay.
How do you know?
How do I know what?
You said like him at some point, and now someone said him. How do you know? Oh, and also like, what is the average?
Who's asking questions?
And what is the average like? Something of the display once completed.
What is the average? What? You got to speak up. I can't hear you. You're staring at the computer.
What is the average life expectancy? Don't know how to pronounce it, but
Expectancy. Okay, so Andrew, you said something about the life expectancy. Do you mean of the display itself, or do you mean of the butterflies in the display? We're not really sure what you meant by that.
And also,
I can answer both questions for you, but I'm just curious what you meant.
and also, Sally said.
I like that.
How do you know? And then he said, are any of them females?
There are some females in here. I'm looking at abdomens to generally give me. Who asked that question? Sally. I'm trying to answer your question, Sally. There are female butterflies definitely in here, and I can do that by generally looking at the abdomens, because the abdomens are going to be thicker and heavier because they would normally carry an egg load. So I can see certain butterflies like that one and this one and this one. These are all females.
People are starting to
Starting to what?
People are starting to ask more questions.
Good. Keep the questions coming, guys. You're keeping Owen busy.
Andrew then answered of the display into a butterfly.
Oh, so you want both questions. Okay, that's easy. Most butterflies are going to live about 2 weeks. Females generally live a little shorter because they mate, they lay their eggs and die. So the male butterflies generally live about 2 weeks. And then everybody at the end of the day ends up probably bird food at some point. Birds and animals, that's the purpose of insects, is to feed the food chain. So they're going to do that. The box itself, when I get done putting butterflies in and I finally get myself to the point where I'm comfortable with it and I like what I see here, I'm going to put some fumigant in here, which is probably going to be either some pest strip or some moth crystals for the moment. Now, once things open up and get a little more active, I can go to the store and I can buy some pest strip. That'll be nice. And I'll put a chunk of pest strip in here. And as long as I do that and keep this thing cool and dry and in the dark, I can keep these displays theoretically forever. There really isn't a life expectancy. It's whether or not I'm responsible with the display once I have it built. And as long as I keep the display cool and dry and in the dark as much as possible, I should be able to keep that thing really good. I've got displays that go all the way back to the 80s that I've kept almost in original shape from the point I built them in the 80s. I still have some of those displays floating around.
All right. So did you catch all of these, or have to order them?
I do not buy. Who asked it? I need to know.
Erica,
hey, I do not buy and sell insects, so everything in my collection was either caught or was donated to me. I have some stuff in here from Cameroon. There's some stuff in here from Kenya. There's stuff in here. I'm looking at labels to get all these down because a lot of the butterflies in Africa, they resemble each other. Even though they're from different countries, they look very much the same. I have stuff in here from Madagascar. I would venture to say most of the Cameroon stuff was donated to me because when I was in Cameroon, it was very late in the summer, and I was there for beetles. I wasn't there for butterflies, but I got a tremendous amount of butterflies that were donated to me from Cameroon, so that was very convenient. So a lot of the Cameroon stuff is donated. But again, I don't normally go out and buy and sell things. The only thing I think that is probably officially bought in this display would be this guy right here. And it's faded. It's not nearly as brightly orange and red as it should be. This, I picked this up at an auction. And I picked it up, one, because I felt as though I had to rescue it from the eBay vultures. And two, I didn't have any of these in my collection. So it was convenient to find a couple of these at the auction and at least be able to, buy them at the auction and put them into the collection. So now I can use them, again, in these kind of displays like this.
And then Sally asked, without 2 weeks, what about eggs, caterpillars, and pupa?
What about it?
I don't know.
Well, what was your question again?
Adults, 2 weeks. What about eggs, caterpillars, and pupa?
Okay, most butterfly eggs are going to hatch within 5 to 7 days.
And
pupa are going to be they're going to vary a lot because some butterflies, and I'm not going to get too technical on you because I know you're looking for simple answers, and that's perfectly fine. Some butterflies will actually overwinter in their pupa. So chrysalis, an average chrysalis is probably going to hatch in again 5 to 7 days for butterflies, unless it's one of the overwintering species. So it can vary a lot. But again, I'm going to give you averages just to get your questions answered for the most part.
And then Josh said, is the one in the bottom center birdwing?
Josh?
Snake path.
Is this a birdwing? No, that is actually a swallowtail butterfly. And watch, you guys are going to like this. This is pretty cool. I've shown you in other programs, how butterflies can camouflage one way or another. And a lot of butterflies, because they close their wings, they actually camouflage on the bottom. So when they rest, you'll see the fake eyeballs or you'll see the camouflage. They protect themselves from the coloration on the bottom of their wings most of the time. Most top wing coloration for butterflies is strictly for attracting mates, getting that attention. Watch this one, though. This one breaks the rules. This is a really cool butterfly. Check this out, man. Not exactly camouflage in the outright sense. That one is more designed for breaking up the image. But check that out. And I've put these under ultraviolet light previously, and they kind of pop underneath ultraviolet light too. The whole butterfly doesn't glow, but just certain points like the little spots along the hind wings pop out under ultraviolet light. And that is how these butterflies would find each other, essentially, that way.
And then Sally said, and make this one migrate because don't monarchs live for months?
The migrating monarchs are the migrating wave. That's a great question, Sally. Thank you. The monarchs aren't the only butterfly that migrate. There's other regions of the world that have migrations like similar to the monarch. The monarch's famous for it, though, because of its the length of the migration as well as the time frames. The wave or the generation, if you will, of monarchs that migrate to Mexico, yes, they're going to live a much longer time frame. Obviously, they're going to fly and move their way down. Keep in mind, though, that a lot of, I got to be careful what I say because people will get technical on me. A lot of the monarchs that leave Canada or New England or the northern part of North America, they're probably not going to make it all the way down. Some of those are going to migrate to the south, and then even in some cases then they're still going to be laying eggs, mating, and those generations will then migrate further south into Mexico, especially coming north. A vast amount of the butterflies, monarchs, that come out of Mexico are also not going to make it all the way up to the northern part of North America because those are also going to die off after they lay their eggs. And at the same time, if they moved too early in the year, like happens sometimes, they would arrive in Pennsylvania or up in New England or even into Canada, and there would be no food plant available. So they're phased out and they're timed out really well that even though they live long enough to make it to Mexico, they don't necessarily make it all the way back home. So good questions, man. That's a really good one. I like that. There can be eggs overwintering as well. Look, there's going to be butterflies and moths and things that are always going to break the rules. I'm speaking in terms of general stuff. I'm trying not to get too technical on everybody, but there are definitely eggs and caterpillars and chrysalis butterflies that can or will overwinter. So yes. On average, though, butterfly eggs are going to hatch in 5 to 7 days. On average, butterfly chrysalises are going to emerge in 5 to 7 days. Maybe a little longer for some of the northern stuff. I've seen some things go 8 or 10 days. And the butterfly species themselves, the males will live about 2 weeks on average, and the females 4 days, 5 days max usually, because they lay their eggs out and die pretty quickly.
Do you know Beverly Rogers?
I do. Hey, Bev. Good to see you checking in.
She said, "Hey, Bridge."
Good to see you checking in, Bev. That's kind of cool. Guys, we're down to about 5 minutes. I'm almost done with this. I'm pushing everything down because eventually I'm going to bring it all up again. I'm checking my boxes over here to see if there's anything else I can squeeze into some of these slots. This one's going to kind of be outlying. As much as I love this little kite swallowtail, I don't know if I can squeeze it in here anywhere really fun. If I did, I could probably pull these two out, maybe stick these somewhere fun, and drop this kite swallowtail right in the middle. That might be a fun place to put that. I was trying not to remove either of these two, though. I was really struggling with that. That's why I kept pulling things down. Just trying to make some room. But we're down to about 5 minutes. You guys have been awesome, man. Sally, those questions coming in are great. I appreciate that. That definitely helps me to...
I'm happy now that Lisa's here.
Not only to, hey, Lisa, that also, you know, that makes it easy for me to help educate people as we go along. So thank you so much for those questions. Those were really, really cool. Not everybody thinks about the high-tech kind of stuff, and I don't really like getting too deep into it because it chases a lot of people off.
Megan's here.
How you doing, Megan? Good to see you checking in. We're down to about 5 minutes. You're seeing the end result of today's program. I'm just organizing a display of African butterflies. This will end up getting used in a variety of programs. Some are going to be specific to African butterflies, and some are going to be coming back as probably just thrown on a table and shown to people as a cool looking display.
Said this was fun. Sally said trying to keep you honest.
Hey man, you got to keep me honest, Sally. I appreciate that because I think in general, simple terms, I love it. I like the fact that there are people out there who are thinking out of the box. Most of my audiences are very amateur, very hobbyist, and I have to be careful how much detail I go into, or else I chase people off really fast. So that I appreciate that. I really do.
And then Beverly said, well, you know, I know the technical name for butterfly.
Uh-oh.
And then she also said, looks good, Bridge.
Hey, man. Bev wants to show everybody that she knows the word papilio. And probably, I don't know if she remembers the species name to it or not, but I know she probably remembers the first one. She was all proud of herself years ago when she learned Papilio glaucus was a tiger swallowtail. So kudos to you, Bev. That's kind of cool. Neat to see you're still in the game. Guys, we're down to about 1 minute. If you have any other questions, I'm tossing some filler in here now. These butterflies have been sitting over here waiting for a good home, and I'm just kind of tossing in some stuff just to fill in some of these gaps. That's a cool butterfly right here. I don't even know what that thing is, but that is a cool looking butterfly. I got to get that one identified. That one right there. That is a cool looking butterfly.
Does this box have a theme?
The theme of this box is Africa. All the butterflies in here, and the moths, there's a couple moths I dropped in, are from Africa. Here's another cool one, but he's a little beat up. I'm trying, here, this is a neat one. This one's different too. I'm not even sure what this one is. Again, guys, I haven't had time to really go in and start identifying all this stuff, and I really should, because that's a cool butterfly too. Some of these things are just super neat. And some of the stuff I actually remember collecting, and some of it I don't because I didn't collect it. Some of the stuff coming out of Cameroon was donated to me. My friend Doug hooked me up with some Cameroon butterflies and insects one year, and it was pretty amazing. And those insects, man, anytime I get those donations, it's amazing. They get utilized. This is a good example right here. Here I am, teaching people. Now, again, folks, if you notice, I want to go over this real quick because we're down to less than a minute, and I want to give you back your day. Look, man, what I did is I took butterflies and I made things symmetrical, and by that, the box gets heavy to one side or another. If I push all my really cool big fun bugs to the top and put all the little dinky things, unexciting things at the bottom, the human eye, anybody who looks at the display, would travel that collection and would never even see the little ones at the bottom. I like to when I teach people how to do these displays, especially kids, because that's who I work with most often, I teach them to balance the box out, make it symmetrical with colors as well as with sizes. I don't normally put big butterflies and insects at the top of the box like I had to here, but it balanced the box out real nice. So I think we're done with this one. I think on the average, I think we can honestly say this is a really nice box. I will continue to shift things and move things just enough. Got to create a little bit of space here. This is a little crowded right here. So I'll create a little bit of space here for this one. But in all honesty, this box, I think we can say is about 99.99% finished, and it looks good. It's going to make a lot of people happy when I put that on a table and people can see a nice variety of butterflies and moths coming out of Africa. All right, guys? All right, man, we're going to call this one. I'm going to give you back your day. Hey, find me over on YouTube, guys. I'm also on Instagram, and I'm also, I'm all over social media. But check us out. You can find a whole bunch of cool content over there. Guys, hey, we're still under our, whatever it is they're calling it nowadays. So please, guys, be well, be safe, and you know the words, be kind. Let's all be kind to each other. All right, man? I appreciate you being here, folks. I love you. I appreciate you. Thanks a lot. We'll see ya.